Rebirth Supreme is in the playlist for the next week. So today, I'm of course going to be giving you a bunch of different tips that will allow you to have more success. And we're going to do that while breaking down a 28 kill solo trios win. Yes, I queued in. I have no teammates. I'm playing trios and we pull off a 28 kill dub with an insane clutch. I used 3 PDS systems at the end to clutch up the dub. Now, to start off, the most important thing to understand is they are encouraging things to happen. And we'll address that throughout today's video. But, you know, as soon as you land in, find a floor loot gun and go. You know, I'm lucky enough to get loadout right here early, so I'm really comfortable with what I have. But all of the floor loot guns, for the most part, are going to be a good option. So as soon as you land in, find a gun and focus on what's going on around you. Pay attention to audio cues. See what you can find on the minimap. I know that there's at least one other team here. Now, in terms of hot areas, from what I can tell from what I've played, headquarters is like really, really hot. A lot of teams are landing at headquarters. Prison is going to be pretty hot, but prison's bigger, so teams tend to be a little bit more spaced out. What you got to be careful of there is going to be, of course, third party. And then finally, we have, by the way, let's pause this real quick and go back. Finally, we have control, which is like very hit or miss. We're going to get this down and watch me just kind of wait for this guy. Look at the mini map right here. Notice the guy that's pushing up the stairs, right? Where is he pushing? You can see that he's pushing me up the stairs, so I just kind of wait, and then I'm actually going to jump backwards and strafe, which increases my FOV and also increases my aim assist. That was what I was going for. It does technically open up my FOV a little bit, but more importantly on controller, it helps me with aim assist. Now, I'm going to pause this right here for a second because this is what I really want to talk about most. And one of my biggest tips for today, which is going to be this right here. Specialist bonus being $7,500. Especially for my aggressive players, this is a massive advantage, but I actually do think it's a huge advantage for everybody. Here's why. And I am going to lean on buying specialists before I buy loadout. First and foremost, specialist gives you hardline. Hardline makes a loadout and UAV cheaper. So instead of loadout costing 10 grand, loadout costs $7,500. Now, of course, it's an obvious one for me in this situation because I'm playing by myself. But what do you do with teammates? Well, you guys can fight over it. Just somebody get specialist. That's a huge advantage as a squad. I mean, you get hardline, of course. You get high alert, so you know if other teams are going to be looking at you. You get ghost. Well, why is ghost an advantage? Well, think about if a team is pushing you and they think it's only 2 people instead of 3. Like, that's a huge advantage to have. Of course, you get restock. What you're going to see here is I'm going to buy a UAV. I'm actually going to go ahead and push back up and grab this throwing knife right here so I can get that restock going. You know, of course, whatever your lethals and tacticals are what you get restock in. But at the end of the day, specialist is a massive advantage, and it's really going to help me out in this game. So I personally think specialist is OP enough that you as a squad, somebody should buy it before you get loadout, especially given there are personal supply crates as well as just really good floor loot guns around. You know, that'll allow you to get your game going and allow you to have a pretty big advantage. Now, of course, we have the increased health advantage, which I haven't noticed too much. There are definitely situations that I do notice it. Right here, we're going to get this down. Watch how we play this. By the way, we get the thirst. Notice the last guy's pushing in. Now, I'm still aware of the one over to my right that's down, but I'm just going to go ahead, but I've got specialist because, or I got tempered because of specialist. As soon as I'm replated, I can re-engage here. This guy's going to break through the doors that I shut behind me, right? I shut the doors behind me right here as I push up, which kind of keeps him guessing as to where I actually went. He doesn't know if I pushed forward, if I jumped right. So now I can go ahead and re-engage. We're able to get that down in thirst. By the way, 9 kills. We got 11 other teams here. You know, and real quick, by the way, for all things Rebirth, Fortune's Keep, Modern Warfare 2, and Warzone 2, make sure you are subscribed down below. I do videos every single day. And if you have found this video at all helpful or just want to support a little bit, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It always helps with the algorithm. So back to the health increase. Normal Rebirth, you have 300 HP. You've got 150 in plates. You got 150 in base health. In this game mode, you have 200 in base health, and then you're 150 in plates, meaning you have 350 total. Now, I haven't noticed too much of a difference in a lot of my gunfights, but with that being said, there's definitely some scenarios where I didn't execute and I missed some shots, and I do feel that significant difference. This guy gets away right here because of the increased health. And there's also some scenarios that I was in where I got away from them simply because of that increased health. So I think it kind of balances out, but you are going to have to execute. The other thing is snipers. Snipers do 300 damage to the head, so snipers don't one-shot in this game mode. You want to keep that in mind, and I'm still on the fence about the XM4 and whether it does enough damage to be able to get downs at range. The Blixen absolutely does. I absolutely love the Blixen still for this game mode, especially because of the mobility and the fact that I can use movement to take less damage. Next thing I want to talk about is going to be lobby health. You know, lobby health is all over the place. Because of the extended respawn timer, right? Your respawn timer is now doubled from what it is in normal Rebirth. But you can also get your teammates back quicker by doing contracts and opening crates and all that stuff. You know, all of those things get your teammates back twice as fast as normal Rebirth. With that being said, I've noticed some lobbies die out really quickly. I've noticed some of them stay really, really healthy. It kind of just depends on how much action is. Right here, I thought I was way lower health, you know, than I actually was. But I'm able to get away, and then I'm going to go ahead and re-engage. Like I said in the beginning, they are encouraging you to do stuff. So they want you to be doing contracts and opening crates and getting kills. And all of that stuff allows your team to stay alive. So you got to make sure you're doing that and make sure you're staying alive as a squad. I promise you, if you're the last alive and you're just sitting in a building corner waiting, that's going to feel like a very long time before your teammates come back. Versus if you go push something, if you're able to get it down, if you're able to open a crate, I'd start a contract, do something to get your teammates back quicker. So I think that was a lot of what I wanted to talk about. We can go jump into breaking down this game more. The only other thing I wanted to make you aware of is, you know, of course in normal Rebirth, people respawn back in with guns. That's nothing new, but it's like the LC-10. It's like a low mag CX-9. Like, the guns aren't the best, but in this game mode, the guns that people fly back in with are very good, and you can easily take people out. And like I said in my video yesterday, that final circle, or that final time people respawn back in, they get a primary and a secondary. By the way, when we talk about specialists, look at this situation right here. I get the down. Notice the one that's ghosted. I want to talk about this real quick. A lot of people can be ghosted in this because of specialists. So anybody that buys specialists can be ghosted. You got to keep that in mind when you pop UAVs and when you're challenging teams. I still don't, this goes on forever. I'm able to get away. The one thing that dawned on me as I was running away, I actually have double time here. Double time, you don't have to tack sprint as often or reset your tack sprint. You don't have to slide cancel as often. So I'm actually like using that right there. Unfortunately, I hit the railing, but I'm just trying to get away from this guy, and I don't have to reset my tack sprint as often because of double time. You can use that when running away. Thankfully, I'm finally able to get away from this guy, and I'm going to go ahead and push away, at which point I'm going to disengage this because this guy gets to playing really weird. I'm going to challenge this way. I don't have the advantage yet, so I challenge in here. I'm going to push around, try to see what's in the stairwell, anticipating where this guy's going, and now I'm just going to go ahead and back off for a little bit. So we got 16 kills, by the way, 8 other teams. At this point, I realized I'm on a really good game. And look, oh, by the way, this is the other thing. We talk about restock, right? I've had a throwing knife, but I don't need that loadout, right? I've got loadout guns. I've got specialists. I have all of my perks. The only thing I don't have is lethals and tacticals. Well, now I have a throwing knife, and now it's unfortunately that I got it this late, but I do have a stim right here. So all of a sudden, I basically have my loadout right here. I have everything. I have every perk. I've got my guns. I've got stims and throwing knives, so I don't really need to hit that loadout. You should try to keep that loadout up as much as possible or as long as possible for you. We're going to go ahead. By the way, health increase right here. Pretty close. I mean, I didn't take too much damage. I was able to stim and get away, but that's one where the health increase would have helped me out a little bit. It's definitely going to help aggressive players, but it also could hurt if you're not executing, you know, really, really well, especially if you are splitting. I think that was a lot of the tips that I have for you. You know, the biggest one that I want you to take away is that specialist is OP, and that it's, you know, tracker, guys, like all of these different perks that you have allow my aggressive players, or allow anybody really, to play a little bit more aggressive. We're going to get the thirst right here, and watch how we play. We just kind of wait for this next guy. We get the precision, but wait, I just noticed this. Extra tip right here, little bonus. Look how long these pings last. So the pings last double, because I didn't notice this until now. Look how long this is lasting. Yeah, and then I notice he's pushing right to me, and he's pushing right to the stairwell, at which point I go ahead and re-engage. Yeah, so I think they last maybe 10 seconds. I mean, what time does this happen? Like, let's wait for the next ping right here, and let's do it together. So 46 seconds, give or take. Is that going to last till 36? That's a long time to figure out where people are going. Yeah, that's going to last till, that's 10 seconds right there, 8 to 10 seconds that we understand where enemies are actually moving to. And like I always say, guys, 3 things that you pay attention to after you get a kill is how many enemies are still alive. That's an obvious one. Where are they in relation to you? That's an obvious one. And most importantly is, where are they moving to? If you have 2 enemies pushing you, you have to handle that differently than if 2 enemies are actually pushing away. Like I said, if you made it this far, thank you so much. We've still got an insane clutch that we got to discuss and go over. We're going to go ahead and challenge right here. We're able to execute right there. By the way, Combat Scout, amped. Oh, that's the other big one. All of these things, and I kind of went in with a plan to today's video, but here's the other one that you get with Specialist. This is Scavenger right here. Scavenger gives you extra money. So not only if you have specialists are you getting all these perks, you're also increasing your cash flow by nature, which, as I always say, the most important thing in this game is going to be UAVs and being able to get information and then execute. So that's going to help you do that. It's also going to help you, you know, maybe potentially let your teammate get specialists. Maybe your teammate wants a loadout. You know, the cash flow dynamic of this will really help you. And UAVs, like I said earlier, are cheaper. So you can see the cash flow. I think it's $1,000. It's got to be 1,000. Right here, 21 kills, 6 other teams still up. We're going to go handle a team here at control. I'll break that one down, and then we'll really start to focus on end game. Watch the trigger patience. Watch how long I wait. This was one of the hardest things to do. I just had to wait. I don't have an angle. I don't have an angle. I don't have a good angle because even right here, guys, right there, I'm obviously not going to get the down. But even if he stopped right about there, he can duck behind this AC unit. So I got to wait. And now I just got to make sure I really execute. Now, I put myself... this is an aggressive play right here because I'm fairly confident there on the roof as well, and I get high alerted. I see him, but like I really want to take this guy out, not to get the kill, but so that they don't revive him. Now he's gonna respawn back in as well, but at that point he's kind of forced to land back on his stuff, or he's forced to fight with the guns he flies back in on. So we're still not respawn disabled. Notice them pushing right behind me, so I've got to be careful here. Yep, we're going to re-engage. We're going to see what we can find. I can't over-challenge this because there's nobody else. Like, it's just me, and on top of that, like, you know, I've got self, but there's no way I'd be able to revive there. He's going to go ahead and push me. I'm going to end up hearing him. Yep, I get high alerted. That's where high alert's a huge advantage. I would never go high alert when I'm normally playing Rebirth because I think restock's better. We're going to play this aggressive right here. We're going to keep the pressure on, take advantage of the fact that I've got tracker and the fact that he's broken. We're able to get that down and watch the guy right above. Once again, look at how long this lasts and how that allows me to know exactly where he's pushing to, right? When I get the kill, he's in the corner, but you can see him pushing up the stairs, right? You can see him pushing right into this back corner, which is why I anticipate where I do. Last guy's going to fly in, so we're going to go ahead and take care of him right there. 24 kills. We're going to go on 25 right here. Back to what I was saying. I would never go high alert on normal Rebirth. I think restock's better. I think tempered is a better option. You know, ghost, I definitely wouldn't go. But high alert would be my third option between tempered, restock, and then the last one being tempered, restock, and high alert. High alert would be last. We're going to go buy UAV, figure out where everybody is with the discounted, and we're actually going to pick up this precision. You know, this is one of those where it's kind of funny how things work out. I usually don't grab that precision airstrike. Maybe I think based on the circle, I quickly grabbed it, but now I'm going to go in and challenge this guy back up top here. I didn't know he was up there. I actually think I missed him the first time. So we're going to go ahead and push back up this way, try to see what we can find. And what's going to end up happening is he's going to end up being down. And notice the two guys further back. The two guys further back are the ones that I have to worry about. So, you know, this guy is on this team over here. And at this point, we're at a 3v2v1. And we got two guys straight ahead. So I drop down, and then I'm like, no, I can't go this way either because look at this. I mean, this guy's right on the wall right here. He's right there. You can see him. You see him right there? And they are, like, really holding me out of circles. So I grab the PDS, use that to my advantage right here, and we're going to go in and play high ground. We're going to play patient. We're going to slow this game down. I'm going to get to high ground and cover right here and try to get a pick, try to see if I can get it down in thirst. Unfortunately, that guy's already looking at me, but we can get the precision. So this is where we start to slow this end game down. A lot of you panic in end game, right? So we precision, we call that in. We've got the PDS right there. We've got another one in pocket. We get it down, but we don't have to go for that thirst just yet. Let's go ahead and play it up. By the way, if you didn't catch the buff that happened with PDSs in the last update, they now last 20 seconds as opposed to 13. So they last a very long time. Now I'm going to try to see what I can find. I'm going to try to get a thirst or get a pick and really see if I can take somebody out. Now we've got a 1v4 situation, but I don't know if this is a 1v3v1 or a 1v2v2. Not totally sure just yet. Now, as I push over, I'm going to go ahead and use gas mask. Could I have bought another one? Absolutely. I was on the fence, ultimately decided not to because I wanted to get up here to try to get some kills. I need to get people out of this game. A lot of you lose games because you let it go on too long. You never actually engage people, and what ends up happening is you get to 7th, 8th circle, and it's closing, and it's not to the point where it's moving anymore. It's just closing, and all of a sudden you're in a 1v4 situation you'll never win. So I'm trying to get kills while I can. I catch one over to the right. Oh, I get a thirst right there, and notice two people over to the right. I catch one right here, so we're able to get that down. Unfortunately, not able to get the thirst, but I do hear one right below me, so I immediately go challenge this Violet Rose skin. We've still got the PDS, but at this point, I'm in circle. Like, I'm in a really good spot. We've got a 1v2 here. And what the last tip that I have for you is, especially end games, and this is just something that didn't dawn on me, is the loot in this game mode is epic and legendary. So you are going to see a lot of PDS field upgrades that you can use to your advantage. So I grab another one here. We've got 26 kills. We've got 2 other people still alive. So I'm going to go ahead and push over right here. Let's go ahead and push into circle. I can play up top here at least for a little bit to see if I can get it down, but I can also play the PDS. So I'm able to get that break right there. I wanted to get the down so bad, but I couldn't. And this next play is what wins me this game. So I get smoked by this guy, right? Look at my health. First of all, definitely still alive because of the increase in health, right? That's definitely less than 50 health. So I would have died here. But because of Combat Scout, I can see exactly when this guy is moving. So I just wait, he commits to running, and at this point, now I'm able to get that down, and I'm able to get the thirst. One guy ghosted over to my right. We've got a 1v1 situation. I still have plenty of time on the PDS, and now I'm starting to feel really confident. I've got high ground here. I know I have to rotate at some point. I'm going to catch a quick glimpse of him right down there. Yep, right there. So I'm going to push over here while I can. Now, watch the way I anticipate. I want you to start to think ahead. Like, where do you think he is going to be? Because this is right where I thought he was going to be. So I thought he was going to be there. The moment I don't see him, though, I have to start thinking about, okay, where else could he possibly be? And that's why I'm checking to my right. We're able to get that guy right there. So I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.